You are a teenager living with your mother in a small village. She runs the only shop there, selling provisions and medicine and tending to her farm. But one night, the peace in your village is shattered. Armed attackers descend upon your home under the cover of darkness. You wake up to the chaos, gunshots ringing out, people running in every direction. You flee into the night, separated from your family, driven by fear and the need to survive. By morning, the village is in ruins and you are left to face the devastating news that your mother, the pillar of your life, has been killed. Welcome to Vestiges of Violence. Here, we talk about survivors. For Human Angle, I am Sabika. Pwajeldi Lazarus is a 19-year-old from Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria. She is a student at Federal Polytechnic, Mobi, where she studies office technology and management. The violent, decades-long conflict between herders and farmers in the region has profoundly affected her life. The crisis began when herders, in search of grazing land, allowed their animals to pass through farms, often resulting in the destruction of crops. On the 5th of January 2018, Pwajeldi experienced the horrors of this conflict firsthand. In the early hours of the morning around 3 a.m., Bang, a small village in Numan local government area, was attacked. Pwajeldi found herself in the bush, running aimlessly in the dark until daybreak when she reunited with her grandmother, aunt, and other villagers.
I didn't even know where I was going. I was just running into the bush without any sense of direction. I had no idea where I was. I just kept running.
They ran through the bushes into a neighboring village and later made their way to Numan. Pwajeldi was separated from her mother and searched for her face in the people that fled back to Numan. That was when she got the news. Her father recounted that they had been together trying to cross a small river to reach safety in another village. He left her mother on the river bank to retrieve his motorcycle, hoping to alert others in the next village, as Ung had no cellular network. It was during this brief separation that a bullet struck her.
She was the one person I could talk to openly, but she died the time I needed her the most. It affected me in many ways. There are times I really need someone to talk to, but now I just have to keep things to myself and figure things out on my own.
Pwajeldi's mother, Pwajeldi Lazarus, was everything to her. As the last born, she was closest to her mother. She was not just her parent, but also the person she could confide in, the one who understood her in ways no one else could. Beauty was a businesswoman who had moved to their village to open the only shop there, selling everything from provisions to medicines. She was a community nurse, having left her job in Numan to be closer to home and focus on her business and farming. The attack destroyed everything: her shop, their farm produce, and their home. The village was abandoned for many months until people started to slowly rebuild it. Unfortunately, Pwajeldi's uncle, the district head who went back to Bang, was killed in another attack less than a year later. There were reprisals from the villagers, though the herders sometimes anticipated these and vacated before the attacks. The armed forces have consistently tried to intervene, but the cycle of violence continues. Pwajeldi has been mentally impacted by the incident of that night. Memories of her mother linger, especially during festive periods like Christmas, as Beauty always made sure they were special.
You know, there's no one that can take her place. Our bond was so strong. I cannot relate with anyone else to the degree I did to her.
This episode was reported and scripted by Sabika Bello. Multimedia editor is Anthony Asamuta. Executive producer is Ahmed Selkida. In order to protect the identities of survivors, we use voice actors for this episode. If you or anyone you know have a story to share on vestiges of violence, do not hesitate to get in touch with us.